So just on the build up to this race, I thought I'd just jump on board with a couple of these drivers as they're coming out the pit. Got Lyco PT, another driver that was pretty dominant in the last race, very much at the rear of my car constantly. And the Alpine does go pretty well here. I really enjoy driving the Alpine. It's got a very tight feeling to it as you come through a lot of these corners, loads of grip, rotates really well, accelerates off the corners really well, has got a really nice feeling to it. Just on his outlap there, let's see, we've got just in front of him, we've got George Wadham running in the AMG. Nice looking liveries on both cars. Not really giving the AMG a try. George just letting Lyco PT through. He's probably hounding at his rear. It does accelerate really well, the Alpine. George just running a little bit wide there. It really is one of those circuits that you really need to spend a little bit of time at. There are a couple of nuances into getting the fastest lap here, especially through this last chicane, just braking nice and early, getting the car rotated and then getting back on the power. I suppose we could just jump on board. Can we jump on board? Go for a lap with Lyco. Not sure how much running Lyco's done here. So not really using all the circuit either. I tend to be much wider on the entrance to this. Definitely using all the circuit on the exit. Nice line down. Don't know the name of any of these corners. Never visited Valencia before. Definitely just trying to keep the momentum through the car, through these slower corners. Just carrying as much apex speed as you can. Much later on the brake pedal than the McLaren. Nice line, looks like a good lap he's building here so far. Very tricky braking section for this corner. Obviously just wanting to get on the power nice and early. See if he uses the exit. Not really using all the circuit there either. So definitely some lap time available for Lyco. Very late into the braking area. He managed to hold on to it. I wonder if he'll put this across the line. So he moves up to P4. Still a good second off my personal best. But a good lap indeed. Just have a look at Adam Shaw. Still in the pit lane, for some reason doesn't show he's out on the track. So Tony Doc 10 putting a lap in the AMG. Definitely in the competitive region if you're into the 141s, 140s. Not actually sure if the race is going to start at 7:30 tonight. We seem to be quite late into testing. Usually would have started the lobby again by now. Lyco going for another lap. See if we can see some of the views. So I really do just enjoy watching these guys drive around the circuit, seeing where they're carrying a little bit more speed, Definitely an interesting circuit. Just how it weaves from one corner to the next. The first portion of the circuit, almost a little bit Indianapolis-like. Hard to pinpoint what the rest of the circuit feels like. Lots of sort of off-camber braking zones, salient, just staying out the way as Lyco comes around to do another lap. Who else have we got? We've got Ninja sat in the pits. Melmsy out in another KTM. So at least another one featuring tonight. Not sure, the livery just looks a little bit, maybe a little bit McLarenish. Joe knows in the Ginetta. Really fun car just to throw around this circuit. I think I only managed a 140.4 in the Ginetta. Really fun to drive though, it's a beautiful sounding car. If we come on board, lots of fun at the wheel. Right hand drive as well, so it does feel a little bit different when you're in predominant left hand drive cars. It has got a nice rasp to it just as you get further into the higher notes of the gearbox. Couple of Ginettas then. Couple of KTMs coming in, just down the bottom. And the only Audi, I wonder why the Audis don't feature so much. Not yet to try the Audi. Subsonic 10. And we're getting into the field where we've got nearly 20 drivers now. So good to see this lobby filling up, GT4 lobby. Baz 87 and another Ginetta. Just going back into the pits. Loads of guys just heading out. The face in the Porsche. Dude, did enjoy the Porsche, but really did struggle with it. I think it was into the, I was like 141.5. Really does struggle, but I'm not sure if I could get the car doing something better than a 141, having spent a lot more time here at the circuit. But the all black face with the luminous wheels trims pulling off just to one side. I think he's had enough. A couple of new drivers to the grid. Roman and Subsonic. Romanos in the Alpine, just trying to get past Subsonic. Does go well, the Alpine. I do think it's a very dominant car in the GT4 series. Just seems to have mountains of grip, loads of torque. Subsonic, not sure what he's doing, whether he's looks like a pad user. Might be worth looking at one of my other videos with regards to pad controls. So yeah, another one joining the group. Dittatori. I'll be interested to see when we're starting this race. I'm sure if I went on the Discord, there'll be a mention on there as to when we're actually starting the race. But I tend to turn my phone off when I'm doing these videos. Dave92 just joining. So you can see we've got a number of new guys in the red. Number of, I think brand new guys are white. And then we've got bronze drivers or rookie drivers in red, bronze drivers or silver drivers in the grey. So good to see a number of guys turning out. So I'm going to leave it there and join me shortly. So just joining then midway through qualifying. I'm sure we've got Lyco PT going for another lap. Really is a close call between all the cars. KTM, Alpines, Adam Shaw, even the Ginetta, obviously 4/10 slower in the Ginetta, so Baz is setting a good lap there. I set a very similar lap time, 1:41 in the Alpine myself, so I know we're very close. Not sure if Lyco's up on his lap. 1 minute of qualifying left. 27 cars in the mix. Obviously we've got D Trickle rounding out. So it should be on the XCL channel later in the week if you want to watch the race highlights. We'll quickly jump on board and just let me just jump into my car first. A bit quieter in the garage. So I'll quickly just look over the setup. I just made some last minute adjustments. The rear of the car was just a little bit too squirmy. So just softened the rear end just a touch. Loads of rear wings, so whether we're going to be overtaking anyone in a straight line, I don't know. So as much as we're competitive through the corners and on a fast lap, we might be a sitting duck on the straights for getting overtaken. So we'll see how the setup goes. Front left tyre just doesn't get any temperature in it. I cannot get one side of the car to get more temperature than the other. That's just impossible. I could do with just lowering, if I could close out the brake ducts on the front left tyre I would do. But obviously it affects the other tyre as well, and the other tyre is getting some temperature in it. So a very tough call really to try and get the tyres in a better window. We'll have to just see how we go during the race. But I'm not expecting to run away with this by any means. I'm very much expecting to have a close battle with Lyco and anyone else that's up front in the 140s. Top 5 drivers, it's easy to just put a little tyre wrong here and there, but any of the guys that are in the 140s there, this could be anyone's race. Just because you're on pole, I really don't feel like I've got the fastest car. Maybe the Alpine would have been better. Adam Shaw sticking in a beautiful lap there. He must be pretty happy with that. So very, very close at the top. Hundreds of seconds. Really is a brilliant grid this for Wednesday nights. GT4 class. Just the close battles, it's brilliant. I'm loving it. So yeah, looking forward to this. Love to be able to just push the brake balance forward during this start bit and just get some temperature in those front discs. Just try and get those front tyres nice and hot. I know that front left tyre is just going to lose temperature. So I've got no idea how the car handles when it's got good temperature through that front left tyre. Really interested to see if we can change that. I did a little bit of a run with optimum conditions earlier. Obviously you can see the track temperature is a little bit higher for qualifying. So in the setup you can see the track temperature was a 23 Celsius, sorry. So 23 Celsius in the race as well. So a 15-minute race, 2 15-minute races. On the dirty side of the grid, going into turn 1. And really no idea how this is going to shape up. But a lot of good drivers in the field. As you all know, I'm really enjoying the XCL battles. And if you're looking for close racing, this is definitely where to come. This is a bronze series race. So obviously you build more points and you go into the next level and you race more and more competitive drivers. Which is what we all want. If we're not so good, we want to race people that are not so good. If you're brilliant, you want to race with the people that are brilliant. And that's the only way you get better, by racing people that are better. So coming to this setup, one last quick look over. I don't think there's anything that I can change. Definitely add some more fuel, so that's one thing I could change. I'm gonna add 2 more litres. Might as well just go 30 litres, just see what happens. If we run out of fuel, we run out of fuel. So I'll just go to the grid there. I'll just quickly flick through there and just change that so we're not changing tyres if we take any damage. As you can see, I've got no dashboard, so the dashboard's over on the right hand side, so I've just moved it into the middle. Brake balance, I'm going to try and shift this really forward. We'll try and warm these front tyres.
Low tyre pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
This front left tyre, just really want to get some temperature in it. Gonna have to start moving that brake balance a little bit more rearward.
Double file.
So put the brake balance back to 55.
light, green light. Go, go, go. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Sitting duck down the straights.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
See that front left tyre cooling already.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
This is where I'm slow.
Yellow lane. Your fastest step so far. exceeding track limits. Excellent job, mate. P2. Bring it back to the pit safely.
Good race. Good race that. Pretty tough. Very consistent laps. Don't know why I've not got the other car in front of me though. Nope. Not sure what's happening with highlights at the moment. So let's have a look at the timetable. Managing to get fastest lap of the race then. 1:39.7. Some very consistent laps, a couple of wayward laps, but consistently in the 140s. Very consistent again into the 140s, not making any headway at all. He's just got so much more speed on the straights. I just can't compete with that. I think he'd probably overtake me on that start-finish straight, given the chance. Not sure what happened to Adam. He's got good pace, just dropped off in a few places, just a few wayward laps. But still a good race. Race 2 is going to be pretty difficult. So race 1, again good laps through the field. A couple of coast battles. A couple of guys in the middle set to Melmsey. Mads Caster having a close battle, I think. Just see if I can see how much fuel I had at the end of the race. So I don't think there's going to be much left over. So we've got 9 litres of fuel left over as we come across the line. So let's take 8 litres out. Going to be a bit daring. Slightly different track temperatures. We're going to have optimum in this one, and 27 Celsius, so slightly hotter. So I might just drop 2 psi out of these. Not much else I can do. I think it's going to be a very similar race to the one before. Not much I can do. Quicker through the corners, but it just eat me up on the straight. I've got all that rear wing. If I get rid of that rear wing just in the middle of a session like this, it's just going to be chaos. So better the devil you know. Try and get the tyres nice and warm again for the start of the race. Not sure moving them forward was a great idea. Looking forward to another close battle though. So a bit less fuel in the car. I think we had 55. Brake balance was great, 55. I think I would like to warm up that fronts.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Maybe the rears were a little bit cold.
Green light, give it all you can. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Going to be the same again, I think.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Warning for exceeding truck limits. Yellow flag in sector 3. Given a warning for exceeding track limits. Final warning for exceeding track limits. Clear on the left. The leader has finished the race. Excellent job, man. P2. Well managed. Bring it back home safely.
Cracking races then. I could have raced like that all night. Good races. Like her taking fastest lap. Yeah, I had a number of laps where I was in the 139s, but I think they were, yeah, just slightly wayward laps. Good races though, really enjoyed that. Like I say, there's the setup. Obviously 30 minutes, 22 litres of fuel. Brilliant races. Yeah, good races guys, good races. Well, that's the end of that then. Ciao for now.